Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex Day trade setups for today. So what can we say about yesterday? We did come back into the zone as expected, bounced off it, and we're now going sideways. So just have a very careful look at the structure that we see here. I want to leave these lines in, so you're going to have to just pay a bit of attention to me at the moment. Okay, so we are range bound, but let's ignore this portion here and focus on this area here. Let me sort of block it out for you. Okay, so there you have a cup and a potential handle falling. Obviously what we need to do is get above 118.761 to validate that. Okay, so we've had the pullback, we've had this wedge break. Let's just look at that on the hour. So there is our wedge. We've had the pullback, and have a look at what's transpiring at the moment. Okay, that is a consolidation pattern of notes. It is sideways. We need a break of that either way, up or down. But I suspect, looking at things at the moment of how we're finding support on the moving average at the moment, that is more than likely going to move back the upside. So I'm looking for a break of this area. I just want to get us a level here. 118.140 is pretty much the area where I would expect us to break. I suppose we could just use a level like that. Look at the left, you can see quite a bit going on here. Let's delete that. So I'm looking for a break and retest of 118.137, and that will get me long for a move back up to the top of the channel of 118.761. Okay, so that's kind of the structure that we see here at the moment. If we do break the downside, then I'd expect a visit all the way down here to 117.412, and that's pretty much something to test the breakout here. But also bear in mind we have what potentially is starting to be a trend line. Okay, so if I do that as well, it just makes us a bigger wedge as well. Okay, so that's EurUsd. USD Japanese yen. Remember, we had this trend line break. We kind of back below it, and we drew this block in yesterday because we were looking for a break below this area of 104.820 for us to start looking for shorts. Look to the left, and you can see we've got a bit of structure brewing here. Okay, now this is a different setup to the euro, which is why I'm probably going to ignore all US dollar pairs. So euro is looking for strength against the dollar, dollar against the Japanese yen is looking, I won't say it's looking like it's a flag. I think we're probably going to break below this area here. Okay, so what are we looking for here? Looking for this level here to give way. So delete the box. So what we're looking for is 104.869 to give away, come back and retest it, and then possibly moving back to the downside. Okay, but confusing stories between EurUsd and USD Japanese yen, so I'll say out of both of those at the moment. Euro Aussie dollar, we had this falling wedge, and it pretty much broken solidly. There is another trend line coming up here. Okay, we are at a level as well, which is 163.296. I'd expect a bounce back off that. Now if we move to the hour, you'll probably find some structure that we can look for. Okay, so just use one of these levels here. First bit of structure is this area here. So pull back onto 162.751 would get me long, and looking for another attempt at this 163.296. If we do get through this now, which looks like it is possible, I'd want to break away. I want to pull back onto it, find some support, and start forming higher lows. Then I'm back in on this, and I'm looking to get to this trend line of 164443. 164443. Okay, so that's kind of Euro Aussie dollar. It does look pretty interesting at the moment. Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. So looking at the 8 hour, so yesterday and the day before, we're looking at the structure break and looking at this measured move target up here of 095953. It's really making hard work of it at the moment. So let's just get to the hour. Personally, I think if you're in this trade, I would be moving my stop pretty much underneath this area here, because it doesn't look like it's going to continue, so possibly even just getting out of it at the moment. Yeah, there's nothing else I can add to this. This is sideways, nothing that we want to trade. There's no direction, so just stay out of it. British pound, Japanese yen. Remember, we had that consolidation pattern looking for break. We've got the break, fairly decent breakdown, and we're back in this zone of support down here. I would expect buyers to step in around here, okay? And the other thing that I would expect as well is this trend line. If it does get back down to the trend line, I would expect that to be the ultimate level to get in for a long on this. So if you look at the hour, you can see that break and the move down, and there's just been one-way traffic since that break. So the interesting thing will be see what happens in this area here. Okay, so we want to see some structure here. So we want to see pin bars. We want to see this kind of price action off the level, and just get a little bit bouncy around this area, and that would basically set up an opportunity for you to get long. Okay, and let this continue. So that's the one that I'm definitely watching, pound, Japanese yen, and the other one that we are watching is Euro Aussie dollar at the moment, to see what transpires there. Second last two pairs, Aussie dollar, US dollar. So you can see we've had a break, and now we're moving back down at this area. Now there's another US dollar pair that's confused, and different setup to the euro as well. Here we're looking at a dollar strength again. The pound, the yen against the dollar is also looking like dollar strength. So while the euro is different. Anyway, just adds to confusion. So at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, we're coming back onto 072106. So I should be looking for a long. Okay. I should be looking for support here, and for this to move the upside. So let's just delete that so that doesn't cloud our judgment. And then there is your trend line. There's your other trend line, which gives us the channel. So I'm a little bit optimistic. Somewhere, I can go a little bit further, but somewhere in this area here, 072106 or 071903 is what I'm looking for support. So if we can get some support here, I'd expect this thing to move back to the upside. But I'm going to watch this one with bated breath, I think, because anything's possible. And if you just come to the weekly, you can see big weekly move up, and then big down, big up, big down, big up. Logically, the next thing is big down. And there is a weekly level here as well, which I would feel a bit more comfortable with it being tested, and that would be 071642. Just come to the hour to see how far that is. That's all the way down here. Okay, and there is some structure at that level as well. But anyway, that's kind of what we're waiting for. I'm not really interested in shorting this at the moment, but if we do find some supports on these major breakouts, that's definitely an area to be buying into. British pound, Aussie dollar. This trend line has been rejected again. Look at what we have here, inside bar and then a confirmation bar happening at the moment. So that is a fairly bullish signal at the moment on the 8 hour. If we look at the 1 hour, it's a messy affair, this. Okay, so this area is definitely, I think, want to pay attention to 181230, but look at how we're going sideways. So I'm pretty much not even bothering with this. I want to see us get above 181750, get up hard above it, come back and test it, and then start bouncing before I start looking for anything. I think this price action here is going to continue through to today as well. Okay, anyway guys, that's my view on the Forex at the moment. Really just Euro Aussie dollar that's looking interesting, and the other one is British pound, the Japanese yen coming up into this area of support right now. So those are the ones we're looking at. Aussie dollar well, the US dollar pairs, watch from the distance. Don't think I want to get involved in those. But anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.